three most common traits of hyper successful people. Number one was that they had a superiority complex. They thought they were better than other people and that they deserved more. The second is that they suffered from massive insecurity and feeling that they would never be enough. And third, they had impulse control, that they would never be enough. Deserved because they thought they were better than other people and that they...
Success has never been more visible. Scroll through social media and it's everywhere. Luxury framed as aspiration, busyness as status, and even gratitude as yet another milestone. But beneath this aesthetic of achievement lies a culture that increasingly ties validation to worth, visibility to value, and self-promotion to ambition. Of course, not everybody treats success as a performance, but the impact of those who do is inescapable. In this video, we're going to explore how social media is normalizing dysfunction, subtly distorting our understanding of success, self-worth, and human connection. One of the most overlooked manipulations of social media is how narrowly it defines success. Pick an individual who spots a business model that will thrive in today's consumer-driven economy. It might be as simple as finding a cheap product, rebranding it, marking it up 500%, and leveraging viral marketing tactics to manufacture demand. The goal isn't innovation or problem-solving per se, it's wealth accumulation. That alone isn't the issue here. The problem begins when financial optimization is mistaken for true achievement. When wealth creation, no matter how arbitrary, becomes the defining metric of success. But on social media, success is sold as exactly that, the pursuit of wealth as the ultimate fulfillment, where the pressure isn't just to achieve financial success, but to perform it too. In this economy of spectacles, success becomes less about what you build and more about how convincingly you can stand behind it. But for those who chase success not for the work itself, but for the validation it promises, the feeling of accomplishment will remain elusive. Because when somebody's self-worth is rooted in external validation, discomfort will trigger deflection. If something feels missing, the problem must lie elsewhere. Perhaps it's the people around them, the ones who aren't celebrating loudly enough. The issue, they conclude, isn't with them, it's with the world. And rather than challenging this assumption, social media affirms it. Grind in silence and let them see how great you are. Your success will make other people uncomfortable. Keep going. Not everyone can come with you to the top. These narratives that we see in the online space so frequently do not encourage growth. They justify isolation. They frame someone's discomfort with social alienation, not as reasons to pause and reflect, but as proof of superiority. Suggesting that achievement must come at a cost, that if people pull away, it's not due to personal growth, change, or shifting priorities, but because they simply cannot handle how successful you are. This type of thinking doesn't emerge in a vacuum. It aligns with a capitalist digital culture that prioritizes self-mythologizing over self-awareness, where the performance of success eclipses success itself. The irony is that by framing success as something that breeds enemies, people who cling to these types of mantras inadvertently expose their own worldview. A world where achievement is measured by how many people one can leave behind. What emerges is more than just a culture of hyper-individualism. It's a self-perpetuating system that disencourages introspection and repackages insecurity as ambition. When someone begins to view relationships as collateral damage for success, they inevitably deepen their own isolation. Social media can play a really insidious role in this process. When we post online expecting a specific reaction, the platform's validation through likes and even views can subtly reinforce our own assumptions about how others perceive us. The process known as confirmation bias is our tendency to interpret new information in ways that validate our pre-existing beliefs. Take, for example, a person who frequently shares their successes in the belief that others might grow jealous. The initial bias, compounded by validation from social media's reward systems, may amplify their belief, regardless of its accuracy. But what makes modern success narratives so different and so seductive is the power to self-publicize. If you think about it, 30 years ago, personal milestones like buying a car, renovating a home, or achieving a career goal were shared with friends and family, or maybe within small communities, but with no guarantee that anyone would even really take notice. Today, these moments can be instantly broadcast to everyone. And while most people can navigate these dynamics with a heavy discernment, for those deeply invested in these online interactions, success can become tethered not just to personal achievement, but to how others react to it. When those reactions don't meet expectations, indifference can be interpreted as opposition. Over time, this mindset turns the absence of overt validation into a sense of betrayal. And perhaps in these moments, what drives people away is something different entirely.
The way that they would just ignore this new thing that I was doing that I was excited about. They would continue to talk about old bullshit, all of the old stories, things that were happening in their life that might not honestly be that interesting or that different. And here I was putting all of this time into becoming this next version of myself. I was learning new things. I was staying up late. I was meeting new people to create a new life for myself. And they couldn't have been any less interested. Now that you've removed your broke friends from your life, you have to replace them with rich teachers.
This is where we see what I'll call the envy fallacy, a mindset in which any form of criticism, disengagement, or distancing is dismissed as jealousy. It allows individuals to frame isolation not as a consequence, but as proof of their own greatness, transforming social alienation into validation. This mindset is evident in the growing trend of people going online to announce that their close friends or immediate circles were not supportive of their business or success. The implication is that their friends failed them. But if personal success comes at the expense of shared experiences, it's natural to lose some common ground. Another extension of this rhetoric is the claim that strangers will support you more than the people you know ever did. This sentiment overlooks the possibility that strangers engage because they have a genuine interest in the work itself, whereas friends may not be the intended audience. In either case, if success is leading someone to publicly denounce personal relationships online as a means of self-affirmation, that raises some flags. For all the discourse around success, there's one fundamental truth that social media rarely acknowledges, and that is that our understanding of it is not universal. Consider someone who builds a highly profitable business selling pesticides. To some, this will represent entrepreneurial success, innovation, hard work. But to others, like my bee enthusiast friends, it's a threat to biodiversity that prioritizes profits over ecosystems. If humanity were fundamentally opposed to other people succeeding, as many of these online narratives insist, we wouldn't have built the pyramids in Egypt or developed power grids spanning entire countries. Those who build real success and lasting legacies don't attribute their achievements to isolation. They credit the people around them. Historically, humility has been a cornerstone of moral philosophy. From Aristotle's ethics to Buddhist teachings on non-attachment. Across cultures, humility is understood to balance ambition with self-awareness, a way of grounding oneself within a larger collective. On social media, humility is an elusive concept. Algorithms favor personal brands over collective efforts. And in a system built on engagement metrics, humility isn't just overlooked, it's inefficient. Click-through rates matter, sales matter. Diverting a viewer's attention by acknowledging other people? Detrimental. So we begin to see something deeper at play, a systemic erosion of humility. And so we're left with a digital landscape that pedestalizes egocentrism, where self-proclaimed gurus are rewarded for exerting godlike complexes. Watch this video and you will thank me for the rest of your life. Like, what on earth could this 33-year-old bearded man possibly say that he thinks would leave me eternally indebted to him? It's a space where individuals can mindlessly parrot sentiments like, only befriend the rich, ghost anyone who doesn't serve you, and who use their platform to normalize revenge narratives within success.
Only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. That's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them behind.
The truth is, this advice does not signal fulfillment. It signals insecurity. And now more than ever, people are rejecting these versions of purported success. What was once seen as aspirational online has increasingly been exposed as a spectacle of self-aggrandizement and oftentimes a breeding ground for scams. For years, we were conditioned to glorify individualism, believing that achieving more and standing alone would bring happiness. Yet countless stories reveal the opposite. Slowly but surely, a cultural shift is taking place. The rise of in-person gatherings, slow living, digital minimalism, and even DIY culture are all signs of a generational pivot toward deeper connection, tangible experiences, and, well, the cultivation of real success. To reclaim our minds from this, we have to detach from the narratives we're being sold. Success is multifaceted. There is power in recognizing how much we don't know. Understanding that no one has truly reached the top. Because the top of what exactly? Success isn't a final destination, it's a constant evolution shaped by values, context, and perspective. In a system that profits on our division, isolation, and discontent, fostering self-awareness and a deeper understanding of the forces shaping our perceptions is key to cultivating connection, clarity, and a sense of unified success. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please do click thumbs up and click subscribe if you'd like to see more internet culture type stuff.
Is that we are here. All that matters is that we are here.